I bought this bare bones computer a while ago, pretty much because it was only $40. Now, if I was going to build this out from scratch, I would probably grab one that at least had a CPU. These older office PCs are usually pretty cheap, even when they have all the components. So that's usually the way to go. But I'm slowly being buried alive in computers and computer parts. And as much as I like that, good way to go. I'm going to upgrade this little monster with some stuff I have laying around, hopefully for a quick flip. Overall, I don't expect it to net me much, but it's more about offloading old equipment so I can buy new old equipment. It's a vicious cycle. A vicious and wonderful cycle. Alright, so what kind of computer can we get for $40? Well, first of all, like I said, it was bare bones, meaning just the case, motherboard, and power supply. In other words, no CPU, RAM, hard drive, or GPU. The model is the EliteDesk 800G3. And even for a bare bones machine, the deal was pretty good, which is why I couldn't control myself. I have a problem, okay? I'm sick! Let's add some components and see what we can do with this thing. As far as the CPU, I believe this holds both 6th and 7th gen i-series processors. I have an i5 7500 and an i3 7100 that I'm not using, so I'm going to throw one of those in here. I'll probably go with the i5 for now, and then do something emulation related with the i3, which will likely make a cameo in a future video. We're just going to install that real quick. After that, we'll drop in a stick of RAM, which will just take a couple seconds. This is DDR4 2133 megahertz RAM. I'm going with 8 gigabytes. A simple 2.5 inch SSD probably would have been perfectly capable for what we're using this for, but I've got some extra M2 drives around, so I'll just install one of those. And it pretty much is that simple. Once the operating system is installed, this will be ready to rock. Like most ProDesk and EliteDesks, starting with the G2 series, this has a Windows activation key tied into the firmware, so I don't need to worry about spending any money on that or anything. With everything installed, we just need to prime this a little bit to make sure it starts. 80% of the time, it works every time. Since this is the larger micro tower size, it does feel like a bit of a waste not dropping a GPU in here and pushing it further. But I only sell a few computers, just stuff I fix up for fun and then offload locally. And the basic use computers do tend to go more quickly than the more expensive gaming PCs. There's a lot of people who are looking for a computer just to browse the web and watch videos, and ideally one that's cheaper than they could pick up new at a store or something. So that's usually the sale I target, just so I can offload and spend whatever on hardware for more projects. That being said, I do have a Quadro K2200 that I'm not doing anything with. I may end up installing that in the future and adding another $20 or $30 to the price. We'll have to see though. Here I'm testing out some browsing and video playback, and it's moving along quickly. As expected, everything looks good. Except for these videos. Look at this idiot! Oh my god. Anyway, definitely tests at a higher capability than will probably ever be needed. I wouldn't expect anyone to be watching like 5 videos at once. Then again, maybe there's someone who has multiple heads. Like 5 to 6 heads that need to watch different videos, and I just don't know about it. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how many heads people have. I'm not an expert. I also did some emulation just to test it out, and it's right where I would expect. PS2 and GameCube run perfectly well, but PS3 is a leap it just isn't going to make. I'm not going to do any PC gaming because that's not what I'm going for with the sale, and I really wouldn't expect much from it in that regard. Anyway, as it is, this will likely be a great computer for everyday use. Or I might just end up holding on to it to implement in future projects. I'll have to see how it goes. I do have a tendency to hoard these older office PCs. Like I said, I'm sick. Alright everyone, that is all. Thank you for checking out this video, and I will catch you later.